Hello, my horror-loving dudes. I'm Killjoy Jake, and today we have a big old nasty Scream 6 update, talking about a whole bunch of things with this movie. Oh God! Now let's get into all of them.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Directors Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette recently came out and talked a little bit about why they wanted to title this new film Scream 6, opposed to something dumb like Scream with 2 exclamation points. Last year's film, also brought to us by Radio Silence, was just titled Scream, and it was kind of confusing for some longtime fans who were expecting it to be called Scream 5, because the continuity of this franchise is all one long timeline, opposed to something like Halloween, where it's kind of sporadic and all over the place with its timelines. Obviously, this is a really tedious argument, but it is a little annoying to look at Screams 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Scream. In an interview with Forbes last year, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin previously admitted that the production company, Spyglass Media Group, insisted to Paramount and the filmmakers that they were calling Scream 5 just Scream. This explains why the filmmakers are just so excited to be calling this new film Scream 6. Speaking on this, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin says, "Listen, we went through all the titles you can imagine, and there was something just so simple, clean, and nice about Scream 6. Also, after Scream 2022, which was named that for a reason that is explored in the movie, to be able to then go from that to Scream and Roman numeral 6 for us was amazing. Let's make sure we all remember we're watching Scream 6, you know what I mean?" I totally agree with him there. In a lot of ways, the last film's title is a happy accident because it is making fun of requels. It works with the overall theme of the film. Scream 6 seems to be going away from the meta commentary of the previous film and kind of focusing on something new, and I'm really excited to see what that is here in just a couple of weeks. But getting into some bigger Scream 6 news, the directors have also responded to the little backlash that they've gotten from giving Ghostface a shotgun with the mask still on. Once again, maybe another tedious argument, but typically Ghostface doesn't have a gun until the third act, when it's very necessary to keep the other protagonists in the same room with them. Or, you know, to not have Sidney Prescott viciously murder you. Talking about a more brutal, shotgun-wielding Ghostface, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin says, "We don't want it to be safe. We don't want it to be boring. We want it to be fun and to raise eyebrows. When we heard Ghostface in New York and he has a shotgun, it was like, what? The two feelings of what are we doing and we have to do it are often intrinsically tied, and that was a perfect example of that." Tyler Gillette adds, "There are a ton of fun, wonderful, classic Ghostface moments, but it's not the pratfalling Ghostface. We love that, but for this to be scary and to achieve a level of visceral tension, we wanted to put the character more in the real world. If Ghostface is trying to get through a door, it's going to happen. There's no giving up. When he's in pursuit, the pursuit doesn't end until he's achieved his goal." Now, there's a lot to bite into there, especially with a lot of the things I've been saying on this page about how Ghostface, I think, has always been conceptually the most terrifying slasher villain out there, but I don't think Ghostface has ever truly seeked out the extent of his potential. Not trying to assume Ghostface gender. It could be a woman, I don't know. Liana Liberato seems a little sus, that's all I'm gonna say. But this is such a necessary step for the franchise. We have to see a Ghostface that's a little more brutal, I think, if we're gonna keep this franchise going. I think it's also good that they address that there's a balance here between like your old style of how they would do Ghostface, where yes, he is like pratfalling, as they say here. He's a little more comedic. Ghostface falling and slipping around in that black robe is just a funny thing to watch. But now to have a Ghostface killer who's a little darker, who's a little more mean-spirited, that's gonna be really fun to watch here. He doesn't just escape at the last minute when the cops show up. No, he gets the job done. I will say though, he specifically says that if Ghostface is trying to get through a door, he's getting through that thing, and we do see him try to get through a door in the trailer, if you remember. Old Gale Weathers is trying to escape Mr. Ghosty, and I don't know if she's gonna be all that successful. That's all I'm saying. That's literally the big scene we got from Gale Weathers in the trailer, which has me really worried to see if she makes it through this one or not. But Ghostface using a shotgun, how do I feel about that? Is that a weird thing? I say no, because like I said earlier, Ghostface has used a gun before. Like, this is not like super outlandish for this specific slasher to be using a gun of some sort. It's never really been a shotgun, so I'll give you that. That's a change, but I kind of like that change. I also don't think there's going to be an entire chase scene with a shotgun. Like, that would suck, because that would be over so quick. 2 seconds. Like, you can't exactly have a chase scene with a gun. Like, I know shotguns don't have like the longest range, but still, like, you're still close to Ghostface. That's what's scary about it. And if he's running around like it's Call of Duty and he's got a shotgun, bam, shoots somebody in the back of the head, that's not much of a chase scene. But if they want to use this bodega sequence as sort of a showcase for this more brutal Ghostface, I'm all here for it. I'm down for that. I'm down for it in one scene, but if Ghostface is running around the whole movie with a shotgun, that's where Jake starts to get a little angry. I don't think that's what they're gonna do though. It's gonna be one scene, Ghostface is gonna lose the shotgun, and then we're gonna get back to your old style of chase scenes and running around and all that. Relax. Give me brutal Ghostface. I want the character behind that mask to do that too. Take off the mask and just be like, that's how they reveal themselves. I'm totally kidding. Don't go Incredible Hulk on us, please. That's too much. Too much! A big shout out to my friend Kay over on Twitter who pointed this out to me and honestly might be the most exciting part of this entire video. Scream 6 has been rated 14A in Canada, which is basically the equivalent of an R rating here in the United States. Alberta Film Ratings has recently put out a list of why it was rated R essentially, and I'm just so excited to tell you about all of them. Oh my god. Content elements of Scream 6 feature frequent use of scatological slang, cursing, profanity, vulgar expressions, and sexual slurs. Oh boy, do I like me some scatological slang. That's my favorite. Frequent portrayals of hand-to-hand weapons and gun violence in a horror context. Blood and some gory, brutal detail. You're speaking my language here, Scream 6. Here we go. Bloody, gory detail, whatever the f it said, I'm in for it. Infrequent portrayals of corpses and dismemberment detail, and also infrequent portrayal of injury, blood and wound detail. Okay, now we're stepping into some new territory for the Scream franchise. We haven't really seen them do that before. I don't remember the last time Ghostface was sawing off a thigh or something with a big hacksaw. And lastly, infrequent portrayals of alcohol, cannabis, and tobacco use in a recreational context. Heck yes to that. I want to see somebody smoking pot in a Scream movie. Please, please let that happen. Your boy is a fan of that sticky icky. That's all I'm gonna say. The Green Machine, the wackiest tobacco. Okay, but seriously, all of these things have me really excited. Like I said earlier, I want to see dark Scream. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean I want this to turn into Hostel Part 4, but I do want to see Scream itself, what that entity is, get darker. I don't want them to lose what Scream is, keep the DNA of the franchise alive there, which seems very present in the trailer with some meta commentary and some of like the costumes and stuff we see on the train, but I also want to see Ghostface get a little more mean-spirited and vicious. Both of those things seem to be displayed in the trailer, and if it's everything I'm hoping for, this movie should be one of the best sequels in the whole franchise. Like, I honestly love every Scream sequel. I don't think that there is a bad Scream. I just wish they would back off of the campiness just a teeny tiny bit, still have that present, but also have the darkness and the mean-spirited Ghostface there to really amp up the horror. You can be scary and silly at the same time. I promise it's possible. But as they say, everything is possible with Popsicle. This video's not sponsored. I should just say that right now. Usually this is the part of the video where I'd ask you to leave a comment down below, but you can't really do that. I just want to make it very clear again, the reason the comments are turned off is just because I don't want anybody spoiling Scream 6. Unfortunately, there are some spoilers out there. Thankfully, I have yet to be spoiled by anything yet, so hopefully it stays that way until March 10th. No spoilers for Scream 6 or I will down your chimney. I've done it before and I'll do it again. Thank you all so much for watching this brand new Scream 6 update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content in the future, where hopefully you can actually comment on a video then. Thank you all again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.